Hello, Taurus, and thank you so much for tuning in for the August of 2021 tarot reading with Animal Totem. Before we begin, this is vickieverlie. I am the rock and roll prophetess. I have over 30 years in the metaphysical field, not only doing readings, but creating decks and doing channeling and writing books. And if you're interested in learning more, you can find out from the links below. This is for our Taurus rising, Taurus sun sign, and Taurus moon. The decks that we will be using today is the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, which is my own design and creation. And then we're going to pull a card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards, also my own design and creation. If you are a level 2 Patreon supporter, there's going to be 3 additional cards pulled from the Round Circle of Life Tarot. So thanks. That's all the announcements. Oh, one more announcement is that I am opening up for the seasonal Libra ingress readings. These are always my most popular readings throughout the year. It's like a seasonal check-in. It looks at the upcoming season through astrology, psychic, and it's a whole kind of a package deal. So pretty cool. Now these cards, they have been shuffled in between thoroughly, and what I'm going to do now is just do a very loose shuffle to allow spirit guides and angels to pull out the cards that are right for this reading for our Taurus friends. As I pull out the cards and during the reading, take time to actually look at the cards and let the words and shapes and images talk to you. If something stands out or catches your eye, that may be an indication. That is definitely, not maybe, it definitely is an indication that it's something important for you that the spirit guides are trying to communicate to you directly via this reading. Yeah, I did mention that we have the Libra Ingress reading coming up, right? There was something else I thought I wanted to mention, but it'll probably come to me later. Well, it is this month we are having the new moon is in the 8th, and it's right on that 8-8 portal. So the Lion's Gate portal, which happens every year, but this year it's really powerful because we're having that new moon accompanying it, so it's really giving it a boost. And what I'm seeing here in your spread too, you've got an ace, the two corners here with the aces, you've got the Ace of Swords and then the Ace of Rods. So it's a very powerful time to do new beginnings. And what happens with the Taurus energy and the Leo energy, it's what we call a square. And a lot of astrologers and astrology things will say, oh, that's a square is bad. You know, if you come on to categories, everything is good or bad. But that's not the case. Often squares are very much impetus to get things happening. Squares make things happen. It creates a reaction to allow for change, to allow for initiation. So you can really, square is a very powerful energy that can absolutely be used in a powerful way. So that's what you're experiencing here with the new moon in the Lion's Gate on the 8th for you guys. And it's certainly looking really well. You know, what else is interesting is that you also have the Sun card, which the Sun card is fabulous too, like one of the best cards in the deck. So you're just really going to be shining, glowing, in your element at this time, Taurus. But the Sun card also rules Leo. So again, I think it's kind of bringing it home that this Lion's Gate could be very, very powerful for you. You've got this new beginning and then this Sun card. It's also going to be a time of releasing. You've got to release what no longer serves you. That's coming through really strong from the guides. If some of you have just been beating your head up against the wall, and for some of you this might be having to do with money that you feel is owed to you, or that you were supposed to receive, or a lot of times this card in reverse can talk about just at your job. Maybe you were due for a raise, or you were in line for a promotion, or you were in line for a position and you didn't get it. And usually it has to do with pentacles and money. Oh, that was the other thing really quick I wanted to mention. I changed it up to a plain white background. So you guys will have to let me know if you like the plain white background or you like the cloths that I normally use. Okay. So for some of you, you're feeling, and this word exploit popped out at me. I feel like you're feeling exploited, you know. Well, dwelling on that is not getting you anywhere. That's what they're saying. They want you, this has got to be removed out of the situation, and into doing so, you've got to strike out and do this new beginning. And the sun is at your back. So you've got the sun at your back. You've got the sun shining on you. You're breaking through and breaking out with this new beginning. And, you know, it's just uber powerful for, you know, creating. The sun is creating whatever you want. And that's also the case with the Leo energy rules the sun and the heart, and it's like they're saying lead from the heart. Interesting thing is that the Hierophant is down here. So while well, not all, but some of these cards with this Ace of Pentacles are pointing to, like, to me, I was taking that to be like striking out on your own or doing something really independent and, going in your own direction. The Hierophant does talk about having support of a group behind you, or possibly doing something in a field or in a group that is well established and well known, like a big company, or a lot of times this is the teaching profession or the medical profession or a government job, if you're applying it through jobs. For some of you, you may have a case like through human resources or something. If you have, this could be like go to the powers that be and talk to them about, file a case. But it's not to be obsessed. File a case and move on. It's not to be obsessed over. Because that is a thing. Leo is very passionate, and sometimes, in Taurus, sometimes you have a hard time letting go. That's true. I mean, I love my Tauruses. Some of my best friends throughout the years have been Tauruses. I always get along. And bands and music, I've always had many Taurus friends, because you guys are always so musically inclined and creative and everything. So, but you can be Taurus. Yeah, you can be Taurus, which means you can be stubborn. Stubborn as the bull. Six of Cups is here, so there is an element of going back to the past somehow. You might you might pick up something, an old idea, and pick it up again. Like, I'm gonna, I always wanted to do this thing, or a childhood dream. Like, this was my childhood dream, and I want to do it, and I might try it again. But also, it could be like, maybe you're going to look up an old acquaintance or go back to an old job you had. It could be, it could be within yourself, like my old childhood dream, especially with the sun being there too, that often talks about, children. There could be a tie into children, Leo, 5th house children. But it could also be, maybe there's an old company or an old work partner or somebody from the company that you're going to, hey, what do you do? Or maybe you're going to look them up on LinkedIn or something and say, hey, I wonder what they're doing now. And then, hey, guess what? That gets the ball rolling. Synchronicities, one after the other. And you do have that 3 of Rods here. Your ship is coming in. You can see a way out. That's what I'm really looking. I want to put that maybe as your headline. I want to put that as one of them. You can see the way out. Especially for those of you who, let me just finish writing this, the way out. Especially for those of you who have been, I keep getting drawn back to this card. Unethical, betrayal, exploited. So I feel like this is something that's really, it's real, it keeps, and the way I'm keep being drawn back to the card, it feels to me like almost like that's you. Like, you're trying to be positive, you're trying to be upbeat, and you keep going, but it just irks you, and it's hard to get past it. So they're definitely guiding you to go forward with these aces. They're definitely wanting you to move forward, put your foot upon a new path, let that sun shine bright, and, shine on who you are. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and go over and get our animal totem card for our Taurus friends. This is the animal totem card for our Taurus friends for the month of August of 2021. August. Cheetah. Cheetah is about trying a lot of different things. Cheetahs are very prolific. Because their cubs are so prone to predators, and this could almost be seen as like a predatorial energy, that they just keep creating. That's the thing about the creation. Well, let me read before I forget what I was going to say. I can read this anytime. You create something, and then other people kind of jump on the bandwagon, and then that can happen. That happened with me. I mean, I've been bringing it up lately, but I really did invent this format. I was the first person to do the monthly tarot scopes, and it's taken on a life of its own, and that's cool, and it was always meant to be. I just happened to be the first one to do it. So I could be like real bitter about it, and like, they stole my idea, but the ideas keep coming. I've got the books, I've got the decks, I'm doing all this other stuff. I'm a creator, and Taurus is that you're creators. You're very creative. You're ruled by Venus, and that's the energy of the cheetah. And one of the things that dawned on me real recently is what's happened with there's so many tarot readers now being on YouTube and everything. it's oversaturated for sure, and I'm pretty much not showing up on any of the things anymore. But that aside, new decks. There's a demand for new decks, and I'm also a deck creator, so I got to get on the ball about creating some new decks. So there's always a positive, and if you dwell on that, you're never going to get anywhere. Okay, empath, healer, prolific creator. Things happening at lightning speed, staying alert to synchronistic signs. The path of the soul practitioner. Yeah, sometimes the cheetah energy, you kind of have to go off on your own. But you do have this Hierophant, so that's going to play a role. The Hierophant is not being off on your own. So that is going to play a role in some form or fashion. Again, it might just be you even taking somebody to court, or you taking... going to HR and reporting what happened, or filing a grievance, or filing a complaint. That could be. But either way, what it looks like here is that the universe is going to it'll all take care of itself. All right, so I got a couple real quick things. Speaking of creativity, again, if you guys are doing back to school, or your kids are, don't forget I've got these gorgeous journals. Well, I think they're gorgeous. It features my original artwork. So if you guys, they're very affordable through Amazon Prime, and you can get free shipping. So if you need notebooks and stuff for school, or if you just want a beautiful journal to write down your thoughts in and whatnot, you can find the link below. Also, many of you have been asking about the prints of my artwork. I've been doing this interdimensional art, and it's really healing, and it's really deep and cool. It's another, and these paintings, I'm sure eventually will be a deck as well, but right now it's just, it's creating this powerful, it's like channeling art almost. I've channeled music forever. I recently started, writing books channeling, and now I'm doing it with the art too. So it's just another, talk about, these other things opening up like we were talking about here. So, but stay tuned, because I made a little short video at the end. If you're interested, you can watch it and see some of the work, and so that'll be tagged down to the end. But in the meantime, thank you guys oh so much for everything that you do, for liking and sharing and commenting, purchasing all my wares, the notebooks and the books and the decks and the readings. And don't forget about that seasonal reading for a limited time if you're interested. And if you are a level 2 Patreon supporter, there will be 3 additional cards, so you can find out all that information below. Remember that you are Love and Beauty Incarnate. I know I'm not showing up in the algorithm. People tell me all the time they can't find me. If that's the case, then please do hit that subscribe button, and that way you can find me every month, whether I'm being featured in the algorithm or not. So thank you for all of those of you who do that, and do everything else that you do to help support me and this channel. It's oh so appreciated. Remember, you are Love and Beauty Incarnate. Have the best month ever. Don't forget about that powerful Lions Gate on 8/8/21, and we'll see you again next month. Till then. Hi everyone, vickieverlie here. Many of you know me as a tarot reader on YouTube. While I've been reading tarot for over 40 years, I've always been involved in various avenues of metaphysical exploration. As a lifelong musician, I've always known that the music I was writing was coming through me, and that I was connecting with something higher than myself during the writing process. It wouldn't be till years later that I could put a name to it: channeling. I realize now that I've been channeling music and receiving channeled messages in the readings all along. Although I have written lyrics, I never really seriously applied the process to writing until 2012, when I wrote my first metaphysical novella, Starseed, A Pleiadian Tale of Love. The writing of this book was so filled with synchronicities. There were things coming through based on historical facts that I had no way of knowing. By the end of the book, it was clear that I was just taking dictation as the story unfolded in my mind's eye. Several years later, in 2019, I followed up with a full-on channeled book, The Transmissions for Humanity, Book 1, and the transmissions show no sign of stopping. Around that same time, I felt called to revisit my fine art roots. I've been making art my whole life, since I could hold a crayon in my hand. But since the advent of personal computers, I was primarily a digital artist. After digging my old art supplies out of the attic, I found I was pretty rusty. But it found it so calming and meditative that I made it a regular practice. Since then, my art has evolved into what I'm calling interdimensional art, or interdimensional art. Yet another form of channeling, the images and messages emerge through the art, and the results are amazing. The energetic frequencies that are coming through the arts are undeniable. While I am not the first person to engage in this type of channeling, I am indeed an avid practitioner of the art. Behind me are a few of my recent paintings that I am making available in the form of fine art prints. These high-quality giclée prints are printed on 100% archival paper using archival certified light-fast inks meant to last a lifetime. Each print includes a certificate of authenticity and a handwritten thank you note by myself. If you would like to own one of these prints for yourself, I've included a link in the video description below. Thanks for watching.